What's up, guys? I'm actually here. I'm coming on camera in just a second. Just gotta make sure my devices are all set up in case I run into any technical issues. 1 second, y'all. All right, if you happen to come in, let me know if you can hear me. My audio is good, all of that. I'm here. I told you I was coming. Let's turn off this music real fast and get started. There we go. My sound's all come on. There we go. All right, we're all good now. All right, guys, what's up? Credit Solutionist here, fixmyficonow.com. I'm not going to take too much of your time tonight because it is Sunday, I think, and it's about to be Monday because it's almost midnight here on the East Coast. But I wanted to finish my thoughts about last night after that big old long 3-hour live. I still did not finish my outline, and I'm determined, so I'm going to do it tonight. Now, tonight, we're not going to really talk about the girl in Texas, AKA who I like to call the $1 Million Baby. So that's what I'm going to call her in this live. Again, I'm not going to name drop, not going to do any of that because I feel like we kind of beat that dead horse last night. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Adonis. Thank you for that. Now, there was a lot to unpack last night. If you didn't catch that live, please go and check it out. It was about the girl out of Houston or whatever Texas city she's from. Basically running a $3.3 million credit repair scheme. And we talked about why I think that was, I do think that she probably did some things that were wrong, but I also think that there was so many people in that chain of command to where this should not have happened at the magnitude that it did. But after I did that live, I got a really good night's sleep. Y'all, I didn't wake up till like 11 o'clock this morning. I slept very well, actually. And it got me to thinking, though, when I woke up and I was having my coffee, looking outside, I was like, man, how did this actually happen? It wasn't just that she was trained to do this fraudulent activity. It was that she did something that a lot of people do. She found a method that worked, and then she stuck to it. She did it in the wrong way, to be quite honest, but she did a thing that I tell all of my clients to do. Find a method that you like for something that you're doing and stick to it. That's it, right? She just happened to stick to a damn fraudulent method, right? Now, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. So yeah, if I say $1 Million Baby, that's what I'm talking about, all right? The chick from Texas. Now, what she did, we kind of covered it. Long story short, she found a method where she had a client that had identity theft, and then she took a police report, made a copy, and then followed that same process with every single client she had after that. And she did what they call a clean sweep in the credit repair industry, where she got rid of all the errors that were on people's credit reports. Now, that's basically the breakdown of what she did. So you can't really use the same method for every single client when it comes to credit repair. And that's what I wanted to cover tonight. Okay, because I want to make it very clear. When you work with a credit repair company, or if you try to fix your credit yourself, you cannot use the same method every single month with every single dispute that you send out. So the other thing is, whatever you send out to the bureau, if you're going to send something to the collector to dispute your report, that dispute has to kind of fall in line with whatever you sent to the credit bureau. So let me say that again in a different way. Whatever dispute issue you're going to send to the bureau, you have to send the exact same type of dispute and the exact same topic of that dispute to the collector or to the creditor, because everything that you do as far as your dispute has to be like in line. You can't say on this side, oh, my identity's wrong here, and then say, oh, but the payment is wrong over here. Like, you got to stay consistent with whatever it is that you are going to be disputing. So don't do what she did. Do not use the same method for everybody, because every credit report is not created equal. Every issue is not created equal. Every client I talk to, the one thing they all have in common is that they do have collections, but the circumstances of their collections are not the same. So I have to treat each one of those people differently. Even on a consultation, if you have something going on, two of you, I could talk to 2 or 3 people in the same day. If they all have medical collections, I may tell each one of those people to handle it differently. Case in point, we talked about a guy that I had a discussion with, I think like a week or 2 ago, and he had some medical collections, But like I said, he made it very clear that he had a stolen identity. So I said, hey, if your identity is stolen and you know you never went to this doctor over here, you know what to do, right? You don't even need me. You don't have to hire me for that. That's something that as a consumer, you can do yourself. So that's the other part that I want to talk about tonight as well. I already told you last night, I'm not hard up to get clients. It's not one of those things where if you call me, I have to close the sale. Would I like to? Yes. Would I like to work with you? Absolutely. I told y'all, I got to fill up my tank, right? Gas is expensive out here, even in Virginia. But I don't want the money that bad if I know that you as a client can sit there and do it yourself, right? Without having any issues. Now, and I'm sorry, y'all, because I know some people probably clicked on here thinking they was gonna get some drama. I ain't got no drama for y'all tonight. I'm sorry. Like all of my smoke that I had for this girl in this situation, y'all, I let it all out last night. I was so tired when I woke up though. I told you I got good sleep, but I was tired, man. I was tired. So yeah, I don't have a lot more smoke to give that girl. Tonight is really about helping you guys and anybody that happens to see this after the recording and after everything renders. So some things on your reports are going to be similar to some things that another client has, but I'm not treating all of you guys equally. I would never in like life ever think I could use the exact same dispute letter for client A and then use the same one for client B. It's just, that's just foolish, right? But you do have credit repair circles. Like if you go onto some of these, what do you call them? Facebook groups and stuff like that. They do actually tell people like, nah, you just got to use this method right here. Do this letter, this letter, this letter, and this letter. No, you can't do that. That's why if you purchase the 90-day rapid repair letters that I sell, you'll see there's like 20 or 25 letters in there. The purpose of those letters is so you can read each one. It's your responsibility also as the client, go look up some of those, the laws that are quoted in some of those letters so you can see exactly what it is that you're disputing and how you're going to back yourself up. The purpose of those letters is so you can tailor it to your situation. That's what it is, right? So we give you all the tools that you need. Like you don't have to work with me because it's like if you sign up with the company, it's $150 a month. Like for us to actually work with you, you know what I mean? Like get you set up in the system, the software, all that kind of stuff. And it's totally different. If you want to work with me on a consultant level, that's different too, right? Because I have a few people that are doing that too, where it's like, you may not want to pay me $150 a month. That's okay. You just pay me whenever I prepare the documents and send them out for you, right? But anyway, back to my point. We have those letters so you tailor it to your specific need. I would not recommend if you get that letter pack, do not just put your name on it, sign it, and send it out. Don't do that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, that's a template, right? And if you know anything about credit repair and credit disputes, let me let you in on a secret. The creditors and collection agencies and the credit reporting agencies, they know what a template looks like. Like their system and their machine, when they, get your letter, that machine knows, if it's a template, because a template can be used by anybody, right? So the machines are at least that advanced where they know when they see one. So sometimes they'll kick it back and they'll say that they they have a suspicion that you're working with a credit repair company. Now you'll remember I told you it's not illegal to work with a credit repair company. All of the states have set up guidelines for credit repair companies because that's a legitimate business, right? Now the credit reporting agencies, however, do not want for you to work with them, right? There's a whole reason why that is, but we're not talking about that tonight, right? So let's say you do your letter, you send it out, everything's good. What is supposed to happen, in theory, you think that somebody actually opens the envelope and like reads it and says, oh, that's interesting. Oh, cool. No, what they do is they get the letter and then they just send it through a scanner and it does the whole e-Oscar thing. I'm not going to explain that tonight because I'm not staying on here that long, but the machine reads it and then it kicks back a response based on what words are in there. Kind of like when you apply for a job and they use these like resume scanners, nobody's really reading your full resume. They just send it through this system and the system looks for keywords, Like whatever words are in the job description, you should put those on your resume because the machine is going to pick it up and then they'll call you for the interview, right? It's a little more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. Same thing with the dispute. It's looking for certain letters when it goes through the computer. Now, with the way that some people dispute, which I use Metro 2, just so you know, we do Metro 2 compliance. That's my dispute method. With Metro 2, there's certain verbiage that when the machine reads it, it has to generate a certain response to it, right? It's not the same as, oh, this isn't mine, or oh, I'm suspicious and I have questions about this information. There's certain ways to say, has this been verified, right? There's a million ways to say that differently. Our dispute method knows exactly how to say that, to kick the machine into gear to where it actually has somebody look at it and do something about it, right? It at least gives you a little bit more of an edge to get the result that you want, right? But it's possible whether you use a template letter or not, you just have to tailor it, right? So sorry, that kind of was all over the place, but you kind of get what I'm saying. You have to be strategic with your credit repair approach. Now, the one thing that's going to be similar with every single client is you got to start with your identity information, right? So if you have some negative stuff on your credit report, the first thing you need to do is look at the very top of that credit report and see, is your name reporting correctly, date of birth, your address, your employers. If all of that stuff looks okay, then maybe you could skip step one, but you should always send out a letter first and foremost, asking them to correct your personal data, okay? There's a few reasons behind that, but I'm just going to keep it simple tonight. The reason you want that on there is because you got to make sure that the information reporting on the report about you is for the correct person, right? If my legal name is not showing on my credit report accurately, I can't in good faith read the rest of that credit report and assume that everything on that document is correct, right? So I told y'all about this book that I'm reading. Oh, it's on my bookshelf. I'm not going to go get it. But there's this book that even talks about like how the capitalization is on your birth certificate and like how like that's not a real document or something like that. Anyway, I ain't going all into that tonight. But just keep that in mind. You know, there is a method to credit repair. And like I said, some people, when they find what they think is a foolproof method, they just take it and start using it with everybody. You can't do that. That's never going to work, right? Treat each item differently. Incorrect personal information is not going to be treated the same as a student loan, right? A student loan is not going to be treated the same as a bankruptcy, right? All items are not created equal. Every negative item that popped up has a different set of circumstances, right? So collections are not treated the same because, like I said, they don't all occur under the same circumstances, except you don't pay the bill, of course. But what's the reason you didn't pay the bill, right? That could kind of help you get it deleted. You know, it just depends. And then if you catch the collector doing something fraudulent or incorrect, or you know, they've pretty much not represented the debt properly, whether it's yours or not, they still have to report it correctly. So if they're not reporting it correctly, then maybe you could work with that, right? You might have a case because maybe they are purposely reporting it incorrectly and they're doing it month after month after month, which is causing you financial harm now because you can't get a house, you can't get an apartment, you can't get a car, you know, you can't live in certain cities. Those are damages. I don't want to be damaged because of something that, yes, I didn't pay the bill, but you're also not reporting it correctly, right? I shouldn't have to suffer for my mistakes and your mistakes, collection agency. So that's the point that I'm making right now. And then, hey, Robbie Ray, you're here early, man. And I ain't got no drama for y'all tonight. The one night you show up early, man, I ain't got no drama for y'all because I'm keeping it short tonight. I am not. Y'all got all my energy last night, okay? But yeah, if you come in, even if you're coming in for a second, just like the stream and peace out, you know? Go home, go to bed, do what you do. It's Sunday. I don't expect a lot of people to be up right now. All right, so when it comes to like how you're treating everything on your credit report, like I said, collections do not get treated the same as, I don't know, if it's like a collection from a credit card, I'm not going to treat that the same as a medical collection. I'm just not, because they're two completely different things. Now, let's say if I look at your report and I see on there that you have some negative items, but they're about to fall off, right? You call me wanting to sign up for monthly service. If I see that the majority of your credit report has stuff that's like right at that 7-year mark, where if you wait like 6 more months, it's going to fall off, I'm going to tell you, just let it fall off. You don't need to hire a company for that. You don't even need to really touch your report at that point, right? Because you could wake up a sleeping giant, right? You don't want to do that. If you're so close to the statute of limitations, leave it alone. You've waited this long, right? Y'all know the story, and maybe if you don't, I'm going to tell you. When I was in my early 20s, I had this 1 or 2 years where I had banged up credit. Like I had an almost 800 credit score. That was when I got my new car and all that kind of stuff. We talked about Scions last night. That was, when I had the best credit of my life, right? And that was great. But I mean, well, look, when I was in my 20s, I never was late for my car note, thank God. Like they never came and got it. But the point I'm making with that is when I started messing up my credit, I was one of those people, I sat and waited for the entire 7 years. Okay, that was stupid. I shouldn't have waited the whole 7 years for stuff to fall off, because that set me back financially terribly. In my 20s, I could have been saving up for a house. Like I could have been doing so many more things, but I was sitting there waiting for these negative items to fall off, excuse me, and then paying cash for everything in the meantime. That's why I was always broke, right? And then I had to pay to try to make myself look good because my hair and makeup was always done, but it was like, damn, this life is expensive, bro. Like it was horrible. So that's why I said, like in my case, I should have fought my credit way earlier. But if you can wait that whole 7 years, just go ahead and wait for it to fall off. You don't need to hire nobody for that. Now, if you get to the 7-year point and you see that the stuff hasn't fallen off, do your due diligence and make sure that you're correct in your assumptions and your assertions before you reach out to these collection agencies. All right, make sure that 7-year mark truly is done. 10 years for bankruptcies, y'all know the drill. Y'all already know. But be sure of what you're talking about before you send that dispute. All right, so that's what you got to do. So I'm saying the 7-year thing because there's just times where you're not going to treat every client the same. Where I think what $1 Million Baby did was she basically said, well, you about to hit the statute of limitations, but I'm gonna send out this identity theft report anyway, because I want to get these results now and I need to get that money. That's what she did, right? But like I said, a good credit repair company or a good credit, consultant, debt relief consultant, they're gonna tell you, just wait, man, just wait. It's not worth it to like stir the pot for what? Just because you're anxious and you want it to be deleted, nah, don't do that. Don't play that game. Your future is at stake, and like your financial reputation is at stake. Just let it fall off, right? And the one thing, okay, well, I guess there are two things other than the identity dispute. The second thing in credit repair that is constant, no matter who you are, is that you have to add new lines of credit. If you are looking to improve what your credit report looks like, that is part of the game that you can't refuse it. You cannot call and say, okay, well, Credit Solutionist, I want you to fix this, but all I want to do is sit and wait. I don't want to open no new accounts. I don't want to do nothing. Okay, well, you're one of those people. I'm going to be like, yeah, we're probably not the company for you, because credit is not just erasing bad stuff, it's adding positive lines, because you have to actually restore your reputation, right? So that's the other thing that's going to be constant. So those are the two things in my credit repair work that I pretty much do keep those the same across the board with every client. We're going to dispute your identity stuff, and then you're going to have to open new lines of credit. So like I said, just the fact that I'm explaining this to you, It's probably kind of boring, but that's what credit repair is. Like, it's not exciting. The most exciting part about your whole credit repair journey, and let's stop calling it that, is credit score improvement, right? Credit score restoration. That's what it is. The most exciting part of your journey is when you start getting approvals for lines of credit. If you're going for a mortgage and you get approved, that's when it gets exciting, right? Like, I'm just smiling thinking about it, because it's like when you get to that point, that's the part that's exciting. Or when you log in to your, your little Experian, Equifax, whatever, your credit monitoring, and you look and you're like, holy crap, my score went up like 20, 50 points since last month. Oh my God. It's like, that's the part that's exciting. But the actual work of it, it's not. It's boring. It is. And a lot of it is redundancy. It's the same stuff over and over. But that's how you get results, right? That's how you get the results. So let me see. I only got like a handful of comments in here. I already told y'all, we're not on here tonight for long. Yeah, I got. Whew, I talked myself out last night. Oh man. Okay, so thank you for telling me you can hear me. And now I'm hopping right back on this outline, y'all. Y'all not gonna play with me tonight. She's a scum. Don't do illegal crap to clean my record. That's right. I hear you on that one. And look, I'm not gonna call her scum. I'm calling her $1 million baby. All right. I'm not looking for no defamation lawsuits. I'm not calling that girl nothing but $1 million baby. That's what we're gonna call her. But thank you for your input. I appreciate that, Tarzan. Oh man. Yes, this is absolutely credit talk. Like I said, I'm losing people because it's like they want drama. I don't have no drama tonight. I ain't got no drama tonight. And plus, I'm trying to get home. So, yeah, I'm gonna try back-to-back live. We'll see how it goes. Because now I see. All right, well, let's have a little sidebar. Now I kind of see what YouTube wants me to do. Because I looked at my numbers last night and I'm like, okay, YouTube, this is what you want me to do. Okay, they don't appreciate when I drop a video, 2 or 3 videos through the week. They don't like that. They want people on the microphone. They want y'all engaged with us live and in color. They want you talking to us. That's why you need to start leading chats and talking in the chat, y'all, because that's what YouTube likes. And it's like, all right, I get it. It's cool, and it helps me keep pushing with this kind of stuff. And it's, I don't know, I can only get better by continuing to come on and do back-to-back lives, right? But yeah, y'all, last night was just too damn much. Whew, man. I even rewatched some of it because I'm gonna have somebody cut it up and make it into smaller videos. But like, dude, I said a lot of stuff. Anyway, let's get back to the point. So credit repair or credit reports are like snowflakes. Everybody tells us we're millennials. Everybody's like, you're not special. Your parents were stupid for telling you were special. Well, okay, maybe that's true. But as far as your credit report, yes, it is special like a snowflake. No 2 credit reports are the same. So yes, you are unique to me as when you come to my company. The only thing that's consistent across each one is the weight that each one of the items represents on your credit report, right? So utilization, that's like 30%. Payment history is 35%. Credit mix is 10. What is it? Credit age, I believe is 15%, and then your inquiries is 10%. So that's pretty much how it's broken down, but that's where the similarity ends with your credit report. So like everybody that's in the chat right now, those areas, your credit report, yes, those areas do matter, right? But how they affect each one of you is different. Like Joan's payment history is going to probably hit her differently than it hits Robbie Ray's, right? Because Robbie Ray may not have as much payment history as Joan, or let's say Joan may have an issue on hers in her payment history somewhere. So right there, their 2 payment histories are not the same. So we cannot treat them the same, right? If Joan has 15 years of credit history, but who else is here? But Adonis has 5 years of credit history. Well, I'm sorry, Adonis's credit score is probably going to be lower than Joan's. even if Joan has, and Joan, girl, I'm not putting you on blast or nothing, but it's like if she has 15 years, these are examples, okay? But if she has 15 years of credit, Adonis has 5 years of credit, but Joan has collections, Joan could still have a higher credit score because the simple fact is Joan has more credit history. Joan has shown improvement longer than Adonis at 5 years. Okay, again, these are just examples. I'm treating y'all like they treat people in class. So I'm the teacher calling on you to make sure you're paying attention and you're staying alert, okay? So like I said, that's why I say credit reports are like snowflakes, okay? Let's say, you know, Robbie has 25 inquiries, right? And then I only have like 10, right? Over the last, and my 10 happened 17 months ago, but like 20 what did I say, Robbie? 20 of Robbie's happened last month, right? That 10% is going to affect Robbie more than me because my inquiries were 17 months ago. His literally just happened yesterday. And I already told y'all with FICO 10T, we are in July right now. Robbie is going to be hit hard, harder than me because I did my stuff way before Robbie did, okay? So again, snowflakes. Yes, your credit report is like a snowflake. I want you to really let this sink in. If you catch this on the replay, you gotta let this sink in. Your credit report is yours and yours alone. That is why the internet is so dangerous. I could tell you something and give you a method, but you gotta understand with that method, that's the foundation. That's just me telling you, you know, this is what it is. But based on your situation, you navigate through it differently, okay? So just because a collection agency can't call you after you say, let's say you tell them 8 p.m. Just because that collection agency can't call you after 8 p.m., well, they can call you at 7:30 now. So they're still gonna contact you. It's just that you set the parameters for when and how they can contact you, right? So just because you told them to maybe not contact you, okay, that doesn't mean that the debt that they're trying to pursue just goes away. It doesn't just go away, right? So that's why I say you can't take advice on the internet and just think, oh, if I tell them to stop calling me, that takes care of everything. No, it doesn't. You're kind of just, that's like a Band-Aid. That's to buy you some time so you can figure out what your strategy is going to be for disputing, right? But it doesn't stop the process as far as, you know, the age of the debt. Like, it doesn't stop any of that. It doesn't stop the debt from continuing to accrue if they're going to charge you late fees every month. It doesn't stop any of that. The only thing that you did was stop the communication. And to me, that's kind of goofy. Don't stop communication. Just change how they communicate with you, and then you keep working and pushing forward. I hope this is making sense, right? So that's why I say the internet is dangerous. Some people take the data or the information that they're given and they take it as gospel. Well, no, that's not what it is. We're telling you certain methods so you know, so you at least have a little bit of leverage and you're not going into this situation blindly. That is what a lot of these channels exist for. Now, some of them do exist just for the AdSense so they can get money. That is true. Okay. Now, I appreciate the checks that I'm now getting from YouTube. They nice. They're cool. They're cool. You know. Now, is it thousands of dollars? No, it's not. But it's enough to pay my rent up in this office. So far, it's been pretty good. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep, you know, kicking out this content, but not just for that, because I was doing that before I even got monetized, right? But the point I'm making here is, don't take the information you get on the internet like as the end all be all. That's not where the journey stops. Like, it doesn't start and stop on a YouTube channel, right? And it doesn't start and stop once you sign up with a credit repair company. And that's why I tell y'all, if a deal with a credit repair company is too good to be true, it's because it is. It is because it is, okay? It's never gonna be a quick fix. Anybody that promises you that is full of baloney, all right? They're just full of baloney. So I hope that made you feel special. You are a snowflake, all right? You are special, you are unique, and so is your credit report. Let me see, are y'all chatting? If you're not, I'm gonna just keep on going with my little thing. Let me see here. Hey, girlfriend, I was talking to you last night, and I guess you just disappeared. Because, girl, you did not respond at all. But that's okay. I know we're both East Coasters, and it was late. Okay, so you said, would you recommend getting a credit limit increase or another NFCU credit card? Okay, well, that depends, my little snowflake. Because it depends on what you want to do. So, like, let's say you're trying to fix your credit. If you're trying to fix your credit and that's the goal, I would say if your credit score is looking okay, depending on how long it's been since you applied for the last credit card, I would just get the new line of credit because the new line is what you need to actually start like building your reputation back. But if you're kind of like, let's say like in my situation, I'm not really looking to like fix anything. For me right now, it's just, getting lines of credit. I just want new line, new line, new line. But once I get to that point where like I don't want new personal credit, well, let me change that. With my business credit, I want to obtain more credit. On the personal side, I want to just increase my guidelines. That's it. Because like I said, if I have to make a big purchase, it's better for me. So Joan, it depends on what you want to do. If you're in the repair process, get the new card. Get the new card because you got to keep getting and building positive lines of credit no matter what. It's just part of the game that we cannot escape, okay? It's like if you're playing Monopoly, you're not gonna keep passing through and not having to eventually pick up property. You're gonna have to buy property at some point, otherwise you're gonna lose the game of Monopoly. So it's the exact same with credit repair. You have to start building new lines of credit and building your foundations, or else you are going to lose this game. You are absolutely gonna lose, I promise. So that would be my recommendation. But again, look at your personal situation and then see what you want to do. Okay. Not thousands of dollars yet. What are we talking about, Robbie? I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. As soon as I'll be asking, y'all be giving me answers. Okay, so my brother and sister-in-law, 16 years older, she has about 4 years. She has a higher credit score. However, by about 20 points, however, cards that they both applied. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like people, this is the issue with the internet and social media. Can we have a real moment here? The issue with social media is that we get this comparison issue. Like we have the disease of comparison, right? So because you see somebody that kind of looks like you and maybe they're the same age as you assume that whatever they have, if it's something good that you want, you assume that you should have it too. So then you start looking at yourself like, why don't I have what that person has? Why don't I have that high, I was gonna say high yellow, that neon yellow Lamborghini? I'm 30. Why does that 30-year-old have that and I don't? What is he doing? And you assume that you let that person set the bar for you. And it's like, what? Like, bro, who wants a yellow freaking Lamborghini? Bruh, seriously? Do you even live in a neighborhood where that would be appropriate? Can we talk about that, right? So you have like people get this comparison thing going on, and I'm like, damn, you don't even understand how goofy that is, right? Because there's like some areas, there's a guy on YouTube that talks about that. He's like, I drive a Porsche, and he's like, I know because I drive this Porsche, I have to live in a certain city. He's like, I cannot have that car and live in the hood, even though living in the hood is cheaper. He's like, I can't do that. And I'm like, exactly. So the comparison thing is just sick, man. And that's what ends up happening in the credit side too. It's like you see somebody, again, that looks like you, maybe you went to school together, and here they are with like a stack of money. They got all these credit cards. They flash an American Express. And like I said, you in your head, you're like, why can't I have that? What do I need to do? Right? You don't need to do anything because for one, can we talk about something real fast? American Express, while it's a great company, I tell people, unless you're ready to pay $600, $700 every year for that annual fee that they have on that card, unless you're ready to do that, stop trying so hard to jump into that pool, right? Because that's $600 or $700 every year you're going to have to come up with out of pocket to pay for this card. And if you just got that card just to stunt because your favorite social media person has it, well, now you've just gotten some debt because of that. And then with certain American Express cards, you're going to have to pay it every single month. Now, granted, they have made some changes where now, like on my business goal that I have, and y'all, like I said, anyway, so the best part of having that card is just taking it out, putting it on the table, and it makes the little clink clink, it makes that sound. Or if I go to a restaurant and I give it to the cashier or the waiter, what do we call them? I don't want to offend anybody. What do you call a person at the restaurant? A waiter? I don't know, they probably got some fancy name now. But that's the best thing about that card, right? Yes, I get points, I get rewards, but that's the best part. Handing it to somebody and then, they take it and then they're kind of like, oh, like they kind of, and then this is a nice card. That's it. That's it, right? That's it. Ask anybody that has an American Express. If somebody in the chat has an American Express, you lying if you say that you don't like that part where you take the card out, it is heavy, and somebody, touches it and they give you that look like, all right, that's part of the allure of American Express. But like I said, if I was a person just starting out in my credit repair journey, I would not be trying to do or compare myself to somebody that has 20 years of credit history and has 5 American Express cards. I wouldn't compare myself to that person, and I wouldn't feel bad that I didn't have what they had, right? I wouldn't feel bad. I would start to wonder, like, why do you want that card with that super high annual fee? Do you even travel, bro? Like, what are you doing? Why do you have that card? So I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but it really does relate to what you're talking about. It's like, because your brother and sister-in-law probably both applied for the same credit card. And because, they're together, they, I'm assuming they're like economic-wise, income-wise, they're on the same level. So they would assume, oh, we should both be able to get similar credit lines, not considering what their individual credit profile looks like, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, you are a snowflake. And I should have put that on my thumbnail tonight, because that's the theme of this entire live. You are a snowflake, all right? You are special, you are unique, every last one of you. And that, honestly, that's how you got to treat your credit profile. But yeah, Robbie, you make a great point. So yeah, guys, just because a person is in your neighborhood, a family member, whatever, you don't know their whole financial situation. You don't know what their credit report looks like. So no, your credit, you're not going to be able to get some of the same stuff I can get. And then there's probably some people in the chat right now, if you went and applied for, certain types of loans, you could get it. But if I applied for it, they'd be looking at me like I'm stupid. I would actually have to explain to them why I should qualify, where you just walk in and get approved. So let it go. I tell people, let the comparison stuff go. And if you need to take a week off of social media, do that. Like I've done that before, because, with a credit repair company, business owners go through this too. So let me have a real moment. See, pulling me in now. Let's have a real moment. We do look at other people, other content creators. We see ones that appear to be winning, and we see those that we could tell they're fronting, right? But there is still something in the back of your head as a content creator, and I even use that term for myself loosely. The fact of the matter is, I am a content creator, and I've been trying to resist that title, because it adds weight to what I think I'm doing here, right? And there is a certain demand that comes with that, and I tell people, if your goal is to make money, don't just be sitting on social media just for the hell of it, right? So the fact that I do create content, I know that I have to look at what's current. I have to stay above, I have to stay ahead, so to speak. So when I see other content creators that are able to do that, I'm a little slower on the go. I am. I can say that and be honest. And then I look and I'm just like, damn, man, do I want to sleep or do I want to get up and read articles? 9 times out of 10, I want to fucking sleep. I mean, effing sleep or freaking sleep. But we compare ourselves to other people all the time. So content creators, business owners, girls compare themselves to other girls. I'm guilty of doing that, where I'm just like, oh my God, why does she look like that? And I don't know if guys do that too, but it's like, that is what social media does. And you start to think to yourself, I should be like those other people. No, you should not. And it's the same for credit. I mean, credit is so funny. It's like, you can literally tie life theories to credit in every aspect. Because like I said, you're not supposed to compare yourself to other people. Your credit profile and what's in your wallet is for you and you alone to know. That is it, okay? And like I said, same for social media. Like on my Instagram, I'm debating on deleting my Instagram because on the personal side, I only got like 100 people on my Instagram, right? And some of them I'll be scrolling through sometimes and I'm like, we going on a deleting spree because number one, I don't talk to you. Number two, you're just lurking. You don't even talk to me. You're just looking at my stories and that's it. Like what are we really? Right? So if we're not communicating, it's like you probably just need to follow my business Instagram and call it a day, right? Because for what, you know? And what if I post something and that makes that person feel like crap, you know, and vice versa? So anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, just stop comparing. The comparison thing is terrible, dude, because there's always gonna be somebody better that has more money. And as far as social media, with content creation, what I've noticed, there's always somebody smarter. There's always somebody with more charisma, you know. There's just, oh God, there's always somebody that's doing it 10 times better than you. And if you keep comparing yourself, you'll go effing nuts. So I've come to the conclusion, there's gonna be days I'll come on with my makeup in my fro and maybe I'll have a dress on and I'll look cute. And there's gonna be days where I'm gonna look like I rolled out of bed. But did I shower today? Yes, I did. All right, I showered, I brushed my teeth, I did everything that you're supposed to do. All right, I did the essentials. But there's gonna be days like that where it's like, dude, because it's so much like maintaining an image. It's a lot, man. It's a lot, and I am multifaceted. I am not one thing, right? I'm a snowflake, and if you rock with me, you rock with me. And if you don't, you don't. And I respect your decision to come to my channel and sit here and watch me. I respect your decision to like comment in the comment section. I appreciate that, right? I don't expect to get 1,000 people viewing my videos every time I go live. Because the only person I'm comparing myself to is myself. I can only compare me to me. That's it. That's all I can do. So yeah. Can we get back to the damn outline? Y'all be messing with me. Y'all be messing with me, taking me all off. You take me off key, man. You take me off key, off topic. All right, for the same car, she got denied by 2 companies and he got approved by both. See, right? And depending on who you talk to, they could be like, yeah, it's because he's a man, so they approved him. But no, it's like they have 2 totally different things going on. And then truth be told, sometimes the criteria does change month to month. I mean, they're not going to change the criteria from like one month to the other, but you know, whatever, you know, let's say Discover, whatever their criteria was, you know, a year ago, they may have completely different criteria now, which is the case because remember FICO 10T, which I'll talk about it. I'll sprinkle it in this live because people don't really understand how serious that is. I just got approved for a business card with PayPal because like PayPal Business had sent me an email and they're like, hey, you should apply. And the only reason they did that is because, you know, they're seeing money come in and out of PayPal now, you know, under my business. And they're like, oh, okay, you know, because I have like certain platforms where, you know, well, how should I say this? I'm not trying to be too technical, but you pick and choose where you get your money from, right? So like if I want to do, like say all of my consultations, if all of my consultations I want to get paid through PayPal, then that's the server that, or the but the service that I'll use, right? If I want to do all of my dispute letter packets that I sell, if I want to sell all of those and track that income through Stripe, then I'll do it through Stripe, right? And then credit repair clients, those go through my official business bank account, right? So there you can set it up however you want. So with PayPal, because they saw, you know, this money coming in now, because I decided to kind of switch things around, they offered me a credit card. So I went ahead and applied, and I assumed that they were going to use my personal, it was a personal guarantee, and that's exactly what it was, because as soon as I applied, I got a hit on my credit report. But I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, I don't care. So I'm just waiting for the card to get here now. So I'm doing different stuff too. Now, I don't know what PayPal's criteria is, but I would assume part of their criteria is you need to have money coming in and out of that account because they need to see, okay, if we start loaning you money, can you pay us back? The other thing is PayPal knows if I default on something, they got access to my money because it's a PayPal credit card. They could just zoink, take my balance that I just have sitting there as payments, coming from clients that I have the money, but I'm just not paying the loan. They'll take the money and pay the loan with that. So that's another reason that these companies are starting to do all these approvals. They're doing approvals because they know where your money is, right? So, but then also with that, let's say Ravi, let's say you don't ever do anything with your PayPal, like you have a PayPal business account, but you never have income or any money coming into it. We both apply for the credit card, but because I've had activity in my account and they see money's coming in, they're going to give me the credit card, right? You could have a clean credit report, cool, but they actually can see me generating income, right? That's if you had zero and then I was generating income in my PayPal account. So again, we're snowflakes, brother. We're snowflakes. We're all snowflakes. We're all unique. Every situation is different, right? All right. Hey, Cortez. I was laughing at myself yesterday because I cannot believe I sat here and told y'all that I wanted my mom to date our neighbor named Cortez. That was so stupid, but that was so true, y'all. I was a goofy kid. I was a really goofy kid. I used to want stupid stuff like that to happen. All right, so hey, should someone fix their personal credit first before getting? Absolutely. Is that a real question, Cortez? You messing with me? Are you messing with me right now? Because yes. Now, the reason you have to do that is because the story that I just told you about PayPal. PayPal ran my social. See, I don't get hung up on inquiries like the average consumer, and I don't mean average like beneath me, but I mean like I understand an inquiry isn't going to damage me because I'm not looking for products all over town. So if I have 5 inquiries, big deal. Like they'll fall off. Like I ain't tripping. I'm a buy and hold kind of person. Excuse me. Like I was talking about talking a lot makes you burp. That's so funny. But anyway, with the properties, right? The land that I told you I bought, I got that to buy and hold. When I get credit lines, it's the same thing. I open them and I hold them. Like if I get approved, the PayPal thing, I got that. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to apply for any more business credit probably for the next couple of months, right? Unless somebody comes through, offers me a product, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply. Now, the reason that you need to do your personal credit first is because you are going to absolutely use your social. They're going to tell you on the application for your business, they're going to tell you for the business credit that they're running it because of the Patriot Act. That's not true. Well, it is true, but it's also just a way for them to slide on in there and check your personal credit. That's it. So if your personal credit looks like crap, yeah, you're not getting any business credit. What you'll have to do is what I did when I got my first gas card. I got my first fleet card that was Chevron, but I told you guys I closed that account because I don't need it anymore because we don't have Chevron here. But I got a Chevron card, and because I didn't have enough business credit established, they made me put a deposit on that card. So you could try that method if you want to, like get yourself a fleet card. And as long as you have all your business documents, you can apply. And when you do apply, if they don't deny you, they will tell you that you have to give them a deposit. So that's kind of a way you can skirt around not fixing your personal credit first, but that's going to be an elephant in the room. You're going to have to address your personal credit issue at some point. All of my city business credit that I got, they ran my personal credit. When I got my American Express, I don't believe that they did. I don't recall getting an inquiry for my American Express business card though. So it just depends on what company you go with. There's a guy, his name is Credit Josh. If you want to look him up on YouTube, I'll put him in the chat real quick. I think this is still his name on YouTube, but look him up. And there's another guy. Oh my gosh. Anybody that knows the one guy that oh my God, what is it? Carolina's Own, I think, and I forget what his actual name is. So look this guy up. You can look him up on Instagram, and then you can also look him up on YouTube. But yeah, Carolina's Own. Well, since we're here tonight, let's just go ahead and do it, because y'all know if I can find somebody that is better, can better explain things to you, I'm going to share that person with you. But what I told you right now, Cortez, is just my personal experience. You have to fix your credit, your personal credit. Okay? You can do net 30s as well. Like I have a net 30 with Quill. So whenever I order office supplies, I don't have to pay them right away anymore. Like my business credit is obviously strong enough that I can do that. So I get invoiced. I don't have to pay for my supplies when I order them anymore. And I've had that for maybe almost 2 years now that I've had that Quill account for my business. Let me see if he's on here. Yeah, this guy right here. So let me share my screen with y'all real quick. And hopefully you guys can use him or check him out. He's very knowledgeable. So yeah, this guy right here. I'm pretty sure you've seen him before. Not this guy. He's cool too. He's a real estate guy though. I think he's like a broker or something. But yeah, Carolina's Own. So check this guy out. If you have questions about business credit, a lot of videos, a lot of good content over there. So check him out. All right, for sure. I'm pretty sure somebody in here has heard of this guy. But yeah, so he's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Oh yeah. And there's so many people, they be talking about how they got like thousands and thousands of dollars in YouTube revenue. And there is somebody that shared their revenue with us the other day. And I was like, oh my God, if I ever get like that, y'all ain't gonna get me to shut up. I'm gonna be live streaming 24 hours a day if I can pull in checks like that, because I was floored. But my AdSense is starting to increase. Like this, I know for June, June's check is going to be a lot more than May's was. But like I said, May was enough to cover my rent here, and then June is going to be even more. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I looked at like the videos that are generating the most income. Like I said, I see what YouTube wants me to do. I know what they want me to talk about. It just sucks because it's like, damn, you can only talk about this particular topic for so long before you're like, what the hell? Like, come on, man. Yep, gotta have a metal card. I'm telling you, man, it ain't nothing like it. I don't know, I got mine somewhere here. Let me lift my bag. My bag is heavy because I got the card in there, you know. Let me see. And can y'all tell I love Puma? I'm that girl. Like how some people like Supreme, whatever the hell Supreme is. I've never had any of their clothing. I like Puma. Puma is my jam. I even got my Puma slides. They're over here somewhere. I love Puma. That's been since high school. I love Puma. But yeah, it's my yeah. So just that. People just like doing that. And then, you know, it's heavier than all of your other cards. But I've seen people online where American Express, they say them cards tear up. So if you use them too much, they start peeling and stuff. But yeah, the metal card's great. So, all right, let's keep going here. Yeah, all places don't take American Express. All places don't take Discover. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, they're called. Y'all, I be so dumb sometimes. I know. My bad. Because I don't be knowing like what people want to be called. So I don't know. Because they get offended really easily if you say the wrong thing. Yeah, and I think the platinum card is $6.95 right now for American Express. So it used to be $5.95, I think, and then they raised it to $6.95. And then the one that I have, I think, is $2.50, if I'm not mistaken. So like mine is like low. Mine is not that big one. And I got an what do you call it? I got an invitation. I think last month I got an invitation to apply for the business platinum. And I'm like, oh my God, do I want to? And part of me does, because I am going to be traveling So I know I'm going to get some use out of it, but golly, I cannot justify $700. $700 to sit in the Centurion Lounge, right? We can do that. We know we can do that. And, you know, again, giving your heavy card to people and seeing their eyes bug out a little bit, okay. But let's be real, we're not going to really see those people again. So does it really matter? No. You know, they have like the points and all that. But the one major thing I do with that American Express is when I get the points, I transfer them over to my Hilton Honors American Express. The reason I do that is because if I have 7,000 points on my gold card, let me just pull it back out for kicks. Let me just do that. But no, okay, because I know some people are visual, so okay. So the only reason that I get points on this card is to transfer them over. So if I have 7,000 points on this one, if I decide to go ahead and transfer them over to my Hilton Honors American Express, which, let me see if I got that one on me. I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, I'm like an old lady. Okay, so I could, this is where I keep all my credit cards. But I could take this one, let me cover my shit. But I can take this American Express and the points double. So when I move them from this card to this card, the points double. So, in certain parts of the country, you can get a hotel room for like 15 or 16,000 points on this thing. So like I said, if I get 7,000 or 8,000 points on this one, move it over and double it, I just got a free hotel room. So that's kind of one of my travel hacks that I use, because this one just doesn't generate that many points. And I kind of think they want you to transfer them over to move them around to your other American Express credit cards. So that's what I do. So as it stands, I have three American Express cards. So I have two business American Express and one personal. And debating on doing the platinum, but they wanted me to upgrade this one. They didn't want me to do a new application. They wanted me to just upgrade my gold to a platinum. So I don't know. We'll see if I do it. I'm still on the fence. I'm on the fence about it. And then I think my personal, oh no, you know what? I bumped up to Hilton Aspire. So actually my personal Aspire, I think the fee is $450. Yes, $450. But like I said, it depends on what your, because I'm a snowflake, right? I'm unique. I know that when I got the card, I was traveling a lot and I plan to travel more. And anytime I go to, like, let's say a conference, or if I go, whenever I go back to California, if I stay in a room or if I stay somewhere, I'm staying at like a Hilton hotel or something like that. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people didn't see the video, but I showed you guys a video because the Hilton Honors Aspire, and really any Hilton Honors card, you get a free night every year. And you can stay wherever the hell you want. Y'all, I stayed at the Waldorf Astoria for New Year's this year. So for December 31st, 2021, going into January 1st, 2022, I got a free room at the Waldorf Astoria. And I have a video on my channel that talks about it. That shit was splendid. Okay? I drank so much champagne that night. I ate a burger. I had room service. I took the hottest bubble bath of my life, y'all. And the room itself was, because it was New Year's, I think it was like $1,000 and something is what it should have been. But I had the option to go to like all of the whatever Waldorf Astoria, and there was a few other not resorts, but a few other hotels that were very, very nice. So I had to make the decision on if I wanted to stay in the city or did I want to go to like a beach property for my last New Year's in California. And I decided to stay in Beverly Hills because I'm like, this is the one place in California that I always wanted to live and I never could because it's Beverly Hills, right? But it was so nice. It was like the perfect send-off from California. So I stayed at the Waldorf thanks to my free night with my Hilton Honors. And then 6 days later, I left California. It was great. It was fun. that was a fun night. And I will be using my next free night to do the exact same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna be staying in luxury. Okay. And I'm gonna do it for free. For free. So in that case, kind of going to Joan with what you were saying, in those kind of cases, it does justify the fee. If some things, like if it's American Express, at least the Hilton Honors, in my opinion, is a great card. If you're going to fly a lot, you want to do like the Delta Sky Miles, American Express, fantastic. Like that's a fantastic ass card if you want to travel, right? But for me, flights versus hotels, I prefer to get my rewards with hotels. I do have other credit cards that give me the airline points, like all my city stuff, my Citibank cards that I have, business and personal. That's what I use to book my flights. So I do that. Y'all, I'm just waiting for Spirit Airlines to come out with a credit card. Do they have something? If they ever do, don't apply. Don't apply. But yeah, so I didn't mean to make this a video about credit cards, but that's my thing. Like I like the rewards, like I'm not a huge cash back person. I would rather have a reward that I can use, like for an experience, that's my thing. So yeah, some fees are justified depending on your lifestyle and your income level and blah, blah, blah. But $6.95 is a lot. Like you're not kidding, Joan. It's a lot. Yes, guys. Do you guys? Cortez, listen, I want to know, like, how do guys compare themselves? Like, I imagine you compare yourselves. I don't want to imagine that you do it on the physical level. I imagine that if you see a guy in a nice car or you see a guy with a really hot girl, I would assume that you may kind of compare yourself to him, or kind of just wonder how he got what he has. I can understand that, like the intrigue of it. Because a lot of times that is sometimes why people have nice things or they strive to have nice things. There is an element of they want other people to envy it a little bit. We would be lying if we said that wasn't the case. I'm not saying that that's the whole reason, but there are people that have nice things so people could look, People do that. Y'all heard, okay, look, y'all heard what I said about my damn car last night. I drive a damn economy car, so to speak, right? And if I take my Mustang, to somebody that has, a Porsche or a Maserati, they look at me like, yeah, what are you doing here? Choo-choo, But to me, I like what I like, right? So whatever. It is what it is. But I want to hear about how guys compare themselves. Yeah, that's a real question. I'm trying to learn more about credit. Okay. Yeah, so I hope I was clear. But yeah, fix the personal credit, build the personal credit, but also look for options on the business side of credit where you can establish credit with your own cash. Like cash money is one of the secret ways to build your credit. Right. And I'm developing a secured credit course and I'm going to make it like super affordable. Like it's going to be like under $50. It's not going to be that much money because it's such good information, that I feel like sometimes when people hear information in a course, for some reason, y'all take it more seriously, which is weird to me. But whatever, And I'm going to give you guys like a whole like list of the secure credit cards that I think you should apply for. The ones that have like the best features and stuff like that. So we're going to do all of that in that particular course. But secure credit on the business side, do that while you're fixing your personal credit. So these were the guys I told you guys about. If you want to know about business credit, Credit Josh, Carolina Zone, go to those people. Of course, Erica Williams. She doesn't really focus on that unless you go into like one of her courses or something. But yeah, but these two guys, go to their channels. They're awesome. All right, you're one of the highest paying niches. Like, listen, here's the thing, Ben the bartender. If we could go back to the comparison thing, I have noticed that some people that really have nothing to say in the credit space get so many views And when I be listening, I'm like, that person didn't say anything. They didn't give you any valuable information. How the hell did they get 50,000 views on that video? That video was crap, right? I'm not saying names because some of my videos are probably considered crap, but it's like, no, I edit my videos. I actually try to be, kind of cool stylistically, because really when I edit videos, it's very therapeutic for me. I love it, but I put a lot of effort into my videos, whether people know it or not. And the information I give you, I think it's valuable, but again, if there's a person that has a mansion, right? Not taking any digs at anybody specifically, but it's like if they wear certain attire, they become credible all of a sudden. When the reality is, when people are in credit, they use credit to purchase a lot of the stuff that they have, or they're renting a lot of the stuff that they have. This is just the nature of the industry, right? And it's the nature of business, really. But I've noticed that it's like, dude, I watch these videos and I'm like, what the fuck? Or there's a lot of people that will literally pick one thing and they'll just talk about it ad nauseum. Like, and I personally, I like some of these channels, I'm not gonna lie, but like if you go to anybody that talks about like Navy Federal, because like I have my videos of Navy Federal, right? But if you go through all of my videos, every last one of my videos is not about Navy Federal Credit Union. But you have some people's channels where you go and you're like, bruh or sis, you got 1,000 videos about Navy Federal. There's not even 1,000 topics you could even muster up with Navy Federal. No. If you go to Navy Federal's actual official YouTube channel, do you know they barely get views? They barely get views. They are the source. They're the source of where people get their information from. But Navy Federal has shit views. Shit views, right? When you really look at social media, it will floor you. So, like I said, it could be I need to get a better background. It could be I need to go put a wig on, y'all. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep trucking. I'm going to keep pushing because I know I have like valuable content and just got to keep going, But yeah, credit repair and credit in general is a very lucrative part of YouTube. However, I've shared this with y'all before. When I first started my channel, you could promote a credit repair video. Like you could actually get it pushed up in the algorithm. You could pay to get that done. Now you can't. So there might still be people that are able to get around the system. Because I think if your business is registered as a nonprofit, I think that's a way around it where you can get Google or YouTube to actually allow you to pay for ad space. You can do that, or the only other thing I think is just how you word the video or something. I don't know, but I still believe there's a way for people to pay for play on YouTube in the credit space. But typically, like I think I talked about it in like 2 or 3 videos ago. Yeah, if I tried it, like if I wanted to post a video tomorrow about credit repair, and I requested for YouTube to promote my video, even if I wanted to pay $1,000 a day, they would not let me do it. They would deny me. And that's also like how that guided credit game got really popular, is because at the time where Google didn't cut us off for promoting our credit videos, he put a lot of money into getting his videos promoted. That's why he was able to gain steam so quickly. Go to anybody's channel, and we're going to move on after this, but go to anybody's channel that's big on YouTube. And I told you guys, go back a year, 2 years. Like if it's a 2-year-old content creator, not a 2-year-old like a kid, but a person that's been on the platform for like 2 years, go back to the very beginning of their channel. They got crappy views, right? So it's just a waiting game here. That's all it is, Paying those chart, yeah, whew, girl, it is crazy. But it's like, if you have to sit and really do the math on it to see if it's worth it for you. Because like I said, if I pay a $6.95 credit card fee, and I know not $6.95, but like for one of mine, $4.50, and then I know that I am going to travel a lot, so I'm going to be swiping the card anyway, and I'm going to be, getting double, triple, quadruple points every, with every purchase or whatever, depending on how I set it up. That it's going to pay for itself. Like last year was 2021, right? So last year, I probably had, I stayed in hotels so many times last year. It was a lot. Like the card was worth it for me because it was like I'm traveling a lot, and then when I did my Texas trip, I told you guys, like, I didn't pay. I was in Texas for a week and a half. I didn't pay for my my hotel room at all because I had enough points. So it just depends on what your goal is or what you do. How many credit I don't have that many. The credit cards that I have fill up the first. Hold on. No, it fills up like a third of it. Yeah, it's like a third. Yeah, but see, well, I can't show y'all everything. And there's actually credit cards in the back. But yeah, most of the pages are like empty. And then I keep some in my wallet, but you gotta be prepared. You never know which piece of plastic you gotta use. Yeah, it is a beautiful experience. It was lovely, girlfriend. Like, oh my God. But the only thing I didn't like about it was Alexa. I'm not down with that part of technology, y'all. I'm very old school in that respect. I like walking over to a light switch and turning it on. I don't like the idea of saying, hey, Alexa, turn on the lights, and that was how those rooms are built or whatever. And you're in the bathroom and, you can talk to Alexa while you're on the toilet. And it was just kind of weird, but it was an interesting experience. And that's why sometimes I always think, would I want to be rich, like really rich, to where like everybody did stuff for me, or like everything was like electronic in my house? I don't know how comfortable I would be with that, but I'm sure I could adjust. Yes, oh wow, yeah. But how do you know how much money a guy really has though, Cortez? That's the thing. That's why in this industry now, because the two things that I do with the auditing, and I gotta stop calling that auditing because I know I'm probably attracting feds over here all the time when I say that. But that is what I do. It's like, okay, let's just say I review financial documents. And when I review this stuff, it's like, why are y'all comparing yourselves to each other? Like, this person looks super fancy over here, but if you look at their bank statement, they ain't got no money. They have no liquid capital at all, right? Like, they don't have any money. They just look like they do, So I see that in some of what I do. And then on the credit side, I see it too, right? It's like, you can have a lot of money or a good amount of money, but if your credit sucks, do you have enough money, disposable money, to still invest in the assets that you want, right? I don't know. It's weird. You see things differently. Like if I was a certified financial planner, I think I would go home crying every night because I know that people are not what you see as far as like when you meet a person or see a guy or a girl that looks super fancy, like they have a lot of money. Keep in mind you're meeting that person's representative. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what their situation truly is. So when we compare, we're comparing what we think that person has. We're comparing ourselves to an image that this person is presenting in that moment, right? That's what we're doing, Because like I said, I remember once at work when I was in the corporate, I think I was in the corporate office at that time. Yeah, I think that's when it was. So, when you're in corporate, you got to dress up every day. You just have to look like a whole different person. I remember one time I went up in there and I think I went in there to pick up something. Y'all didn't have no makeup on, no nothing. They didn't even know who I was at first. So it's like, I gave them this image every day when I went to work, but when I showed up, like how I really look, they didn't even know it was me. They'll be here like, oh ma'am, you gotta check it at the security gate. Fool, I work here. Don't be stupid. Oh, we didn't know that was you. You know what? Now I'm insulted. but I was just but I'm just saying, like, it's funny when we compare ourselves to people because, bruh, that's just the image that they're giving you in that moment. You don't know what they really got unless you go to their house. And then if even I've even been to people's houses, like, yeah, I have a friend. He has a brother that lives in a really beautiful part of LA, and he's like up in the hills and stuff. And it was so interesting because like he never spends time at home, and so he has this big, beautiful house. It's lovely. Oh my God, that house is beautiful. But he had like nothing in it because he was never home. So it was like, yeah, he has money, but like he's not even really doing anything crazy with that, you know? So I don't know. This is weird. But I try not to do the comparison thing. It's hard. It is hard. So I'm not saying that like you're weird or something, but oh, here we go. Sorry. Y'all keep trying to make me say this. I drive a EcoBoost Mustang, a four banger. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here doing the vroom vroom. I'm not showing out. Only when I have to, only when I get challenged. Now I know that a V8 can kick my ass. I know, but I can keep up with a V6, you know, like an older Mustang. And then people with Camaros be trying to race. I'm like, bro, sit down. Go sit down somewhere. Make sure your head don't hit the top of that car. How about do that first? Do that first. Then we can race, right? Because I don't want you to get injured. Okay. I know two credit professionals who say exactly what you're talking about. Young people. Man. About this yo people thing, you know what? I'm even kind of skeptical of even using that term anymore, because as we get further along in this whole craziness of like the country, without, I'm not going to get political or nothing, but as we get further along, like with how everything's going, you're going to start to see, like saying the term your people, you're going to start to see your people. They're not all going to look like this. Like your people is something different, man. It's like in the heart, the mind, and the spirit. Like that, those are your real people. And yes, some of your people do look like you, but you know, your people could actually be somebody with a vanilla face. You never know. You know, it's all about the spirit. But that's all I want to say on that. But yeah, you're right. With the comment that you're saying, yeah, a lot of them, because we know we like flash. Just like in my video, people got mad at me, bro. But when I said I had a video about Black people having bad credit, a lot of people got mad at me in that video, but I was kicking facts because people love when you give statistics and stuff. And that's what I did in that video. I was like, hey, when you look, you research it online, Black people in this country have the worst credit ever. The worst. We're at the very bottom, right? We got immigrants coming into the country getting credit that have better credit than we do. What's that about, right? So they got mad. And what I was saying is, Black people are flashy, man. You could be so broke, but go to any hood in America, a hood that is predominantly Black, because I'm sorry, there are hoods that are Hispanic, white hoods, we call them trailer parks, but it's like there are hoods, you know, the ones that are predominantly Black. When you go, you still see rims, you see shiny candy paint, you see weaves, lashes, you see, you know, guys with Louis Vuitton belts and stuff. You even see red bottoms in the hood, right? And you be thinking, where did you get that money from, right? So these credit repair people that push that, you know, that quick fix and all that stuff, they're playing into that psyche. That's a specific class of person, believe it or not. And I'm not a classist by any stretch of the imagination, right? But some of those people come from that mentality. So they've already tapped into how to promote to those people. And that's what they do, right? That is what they do. They talk fast, and they're very flashy because they come from that, and that's their target demographic. You know? Hope I didn't hurt nobody's feelings or say nothing out of pocket right now. I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible. Yeah, she's creepy as heck. And Google be listening. Like as I'm talking, the phone, it'll pop up and be like, oh, hey, did you mean to search for this? No, I didn't mean to search for that. I just said, hello, thanks for tuning into the channel or something. It's so stupid, y'all. I'm so over technology sometimes. Mm-hmm. See, I think that's a better, that right there, that's where words are powerful, Cortez, because you saying, I don't compare myself, but I'm inspired. I think to a certain person, they don't understand that, but there is a difference, right? You're still observing the other person, you're still somewhat admiring what they have, but the motive behind your observation is different. Inspiration means, ooh, now I aspire to do that or something similar. Now I've seen that there's something better and I want to try to get that done myself versus they have that, I should too, Uh-oh, can you guys hear me? All right. You can. I see a little comment down there, Cortez. I'm gonna get you. All right, is my mic working, guys? I have to turn it on. I'm watching it on my phone too, so let me see. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay. So yeah, SOBC, you may have to restart whatever device you're looking at, or restart the stream. Okay, doke. Yeah. So anyway, there's a difference there though. So I feel you on that one, Cortez, because it's like inspiration versus comparison, two totally different things, two totally different schools of thought. I love that you said that. That's pretty cool. The level of front end is out of control. Yes, golly, it is. Oh my gosh. And I'll be trying not to get caught up in that. I don't want to do that, you guys, because I really don't have anything to like front with. I'm like I said, I'm as basic as they come. Like like I told you guys yesterday, I had this big expectation, like, oh, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy some land. Cool. I did it, and I did it because I thought it was gonna be real exciting. And then when I did it, it was like, oh shit, this is boring as hell. I didn't know that it wasn't supposed to be fun, right? And it's just the strangest thing, but it never occurred to me to try to, zhuzh that up and make it look fancy or like exciting that I did it. But it was like, I just thought it was going to be exciting and it wasn't. And then I thought, well, I can't share this with people because they're going to be like, what are you even talking about? But I did a video about it anyway. You look like a spammer doing that. Okay, wait, hold on, y'all. Oh shoot, is it still playing? Hold on, let me see. All right, let me listen to it on my phone and then I'm gonna see. Let me, can I mute? Yeah, let me mute myself really fast, guys. Okay, yeah, his statement was accurate, you guys. Hold on. Okay. All right, we might be back in the game. Does it sound crisper now? All right, we might be back in the game. Yeah, we on now, baby. Why you didn't tell me? Y'all be, oh my lord. You know what this reminds me of? Y'all. See, growing pains of being a content creator. Because you guys don't really, some people don't even know how it was supposed to sound. See, look, SOBC, we was ready to kick you out the chat and everything. Talking about, oh, it's you, man. It's you. Fix your device, SOBC. And here we go. It's me. The whole time. Stream over. Let's start over. Jesus. Hey, but that means that my voice projects, because do y'all know where my laptop is? My laptop is on the floor, like over there. So I be projecting. I'm surprised these walls ain't shaking, if y'all could hear me. But it's much better now, huh, guys? See, invested in this mic, wasn't even using it. Now you're going to get this buttery goodness. All right, let me make sure one more time. There we go. We in there, baby. Okay, anyway. All right. So I was adjusting this mic and touching it for no reason. Okay. Yeah, but her sound is picking up the computer. I love that you were so accurate. Because see, okay. And you see that? If you hadn't have said it that way, that would have never clicked. Just saying that the sound didn't work. It was like, what? What are you talking about? But thank you for the specific correction. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Hell no, I can't be no Corvette. Like I said, when people pull up to me on the side, y'all, I'd be sad to disappoint them. Because, like I told y'all, they be thinking that I think that I'm going to sit there and race them. I know I'm not going to race you. I got this car because it looks good. That's why I got this car. Okay? And it can go fast on occasion when I need it to. All right? We switch up some of the gears and we get down the road, okay? But yeah, I ain't out here trying to race like that. Nope. I remember when I first got my Camry years ago. I was in Riverside, a city called Riverside in California. It's very like rural. Y'all know I struggle with that word. It's very rural. And with my little Camry, this guy pulled up to me, and I was in the car with one of my friends, and he was in some kind of truck, and he looked like a hillbilly, but he wanted to race. And I'm looking at him like, why is this white man trying to race two black girls in a Toyota Camry? Y'all. And I looked at him, and I like looked at my friend, and I was like, should I do it? And she was like, yup. And we kind of looked at him like, okay. Do y'all know I beat him? Oh my God. And I don't know if he let me beat him or what, but like I actually beat him. It was so cool. It was exhilarating, but I never wanted to truly race. But I used to work with a girl that would drag race. I used to think that was so cool. Like, damn, I didn't know girls did that kind of stuff. But yeah, in my 92 or 93 Camry, this man tried to race me and I won. And I just got my license too. So I shouldn't have been doing that. Honestly, it was very unsafe, but yeah. Yeah, they were upset. And then like some people came into that video, Cortez, and they were like, I had somebody say something like, oh, I came into this video and I wanted to be mad at you so bad, but you're telling the truth. And I'm like, exactly. Nobody could tell the truth about you better than somebody that looks like you, because like if I say something about Black people, yes, it's going to make them mad, but it's not going to make them as mad if somebody white said it, right? Because it sounds different coming from a person of a different color. Now, call that what you will. I don't know. I don't care at this point. When I hear critiques about Blacks from other people, I don't care, because if it's a true critique, I can't look that person in the face and tell them that they're wrong. So it's like, it sucks, man. But yeah, some of the stuff we do, and that's with any group, because like if you see people in your group doing something wrong, you got to call them out on it. Or if you see, hey, if we just did something, if we did this one thing a little bit differently, we could kind of shift the narrative a little bit. If we did that, we'd be cool, right? It's hard to say that and not ruffle feathers, right? Because nobody likes correction. I even struggle with that. Like if but okay, like with like with SOBC, it's some people, if you told them that they sound was wrong, they would have kicked your ass out the chat. And I don't mean to say ass like that, but they would have kicked you out of the chat. But I'm like, hey, this person corrected me. He corrected me in love because he wanted my stream to be good. And he also probably didn't want to sit here and listen to my voice echo off of these walls. So he was like, hey, let me correct her real fast and tell her that her mic is jacked up. He did that, right? And I'm like, cool, I get what he's saying, right? And that's just because I've learned to take correction. I wasn't always like that. But now I know, like, if you correct me, Cool. I like that. I love correction. All right, cool. We talked about this. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so we're at the bottom. All right. So I'm going to head to bed. Okay. All right. I'll see you later. I'm going to finish out my little outline. Then I'm out too, girlfriend. All right. So yeah, anyway, the point of the whole video, like what was that we're all snowflakes. Now I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm tired, y'all. So yeah, just keep it in mind. Look at your own personal situation. Keep your eyes on yourself. You know, if you need another set of eyes on your situation for you, that's why we exist. You know, that's why credit repair people exist. That's why you can have a consultation with me. You can do whatever you want, like, because I understand having another set of eyes is a big deal. It helps, right? But just remember, whatever your goal is, tailor your moves in this economy. Tailor your moves for that specific goal that you have. Try not to get sucked into social media. Try not to have comparison. That disease. It's a disease to seriously compare yourself to other people. You know, if you're looking to buy a car, just think about stuff like that. It's like your credit report has to look totally different than somebody that wants to get a mortgage, right? You two are not the same. So you cannot fix your credit in the same way, right? Um, and I even had somebody ask me today, she said, should I consolidate my debt first or get a mortgage? I'm like, okay, if you qualify for the mortgage, just get the mortgage because they've already told you that you qualify. If you consolidate the debt before you get the mortgage, that's going to be considered a new account. And then the mortgage, you may not get it because now you have this new consolidated debt on your credit report, right? It's like, no, some things you got to remember, you have to do them in a specific order because your goal is different than somebody else's goal, right? Um, so yeah, none of that comparison stuff. Credit's not one size fits all. You're not like me. I'm not like you. You know, I got my gold American Express. Joan was sitting there saying she'll be damned if she has that kind of card, right? We're different. Everybody's different. So no two scores will ever be the same on your reports. It's never going to happen. So that's another thing. If somebody ever tells you your Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion will all be the same, no, they will not. You will never in your life have the same credit score across the board. It will never happen. They all have different criteria. They all have different measuring calculations on how they measure they calculate what's on your credit report. They all do it differently. And you can thank FICO for that, right? Because they were created, they were inspired by the Fair Isaac credit scoring model. So you can thank FICO for all of that craziness, right? And I think that's it because I had a lot more I wanted to go into. I was going to dive into student loan debt, medical debts, all that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll talk about that on the next live because, girl, I gotta go home, and y'all being good tonight. You're not chatting a whole lot, which is fantastic because now I can get up out of here. It's just too bad that happened. That now I'm closing out. My audio's wonderful. That kind of sucks, but oh well, whatever. But yeah, let's do that. So I'll have a reason to go live again. Maybe tomorrow or some other day this week. We'll talk about the rest. Yeah, we'll do the rest of my outline then. All right, guys, but I got to get home. No 3-hour live tonight. Thank you guys for your eyes and ears. I absolutely appreciate you. You are helping me improve my social media presence and grow the channel. All right. So any topics you guys want to talk about, definitely feel free. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you want to hear about. If it's something I know, I'll jump right on and talk about it. If it's something I don't, I'll do the research to make sure that I can bring you as much data as possible about whatever you want to hear about. All right. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Be sure to share. All right. Credit Solutionist out.